Just want to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another video. Let me introduce to you Der Stortebecker from the DLDV clan. Shout out to you guys! In his big, badass German behemoth with the monster gun, the Jagdpanzer E100. It's slow. I hate all slow tanks. I hate all of them. Slow tanks suck. But Der Stortebecker is going to show us. Well, he's going to illustrate. Guys, the meta has changed in the game. Okay, there's a lot of tanks that are in this game that were in it from the beginning. Let's just do the brief history. You know, the game's 10 years old. The maps are 10 years old. In the beginning, all the tanks were pretty slow. Even medium tanks. Heavy tanks were slow. Medium tanks were, you know, fairly slow. And light tanks were fast. In those days, this tank was a monster. But let's skip 10 years to now. And now the maps are the same. They haven't got any bigger. There's no new maps. Same old fucking old postage stamp sized maps. Because reasons. There's some tanks that haven't changed. Like this one is still slow. But now, instead of the average medium tank going 25, maybe 30, like the old British mediums, remember? Now the average medium tank goes 50, 60, 65. The IS-7, big, badass, heavily armored Russian heavy tank goes almost 60, 59.8. There's new light tanks up to tier 10 that go 70, 80. And there's clown cars that can go 100. So, things have changed. Everything's changed. Everything's... I was going to say the word power creep, but let's use the word speed creeped and damage per minute creeped, if you want to call that power creep, but I want to make it clear. The real changes in the game are that tanks are faster and their guns can do more damage more quickly. That's what's changed. And what hasn't changed in the game is the map size, because there's no new fucking maps. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that what used to take teams 3-4 minutes to position themselves in various spots on the map, it was more strategic of a game. The heavy tanks are going to take a long time to get to this choke point. The medium tanks could try and flank in these areas. The up to tier 8 light tank could try and do a spotting run over here. But everything would take a certain order of time in the old days, giving people a certain amount of time to deploy and play this strategic game. Well, now that's all fucking out the window, because now the meta now is in 10 seconds the wheeled vehicles, the clown cars, have spotted everyone and circumvented the whole map twice. The tier 10 light tanks are lit by the wheeled vehicles and under fire in about 15 seconds. The medium tanks are in position in about 25-30 seconds, because they can go 60, 65. And the heavy tanks, the fast ones, are in positions in 30 seconds instead of 2 minutes. And it's a shit show. Now, what's the other result of that is that the few tanks, the few slow ones, the old faithful, the Jagdpanzer E100, the E100, the old ones that have never been buffed in speed. Thank God they haven't. Can you imagine a Jagdpanzer E100 scooting around at 70 to keep up with the meta? But the old forgotten tanks, the older tanks, are now utterly fucking frustratingly useless, because they're just left behind. Der Stortebecker. Oh, I thought you were going to get your first shot of damage there, but you didn't. Sorry, RNG said no. Oh, a victory. You won. So this is kind of a typical game now in your slow tank. There you go. Beautiful. Look at that result. Incredible. He's on the bottom there with an AFK player. Lucky you had an object on your team there that carried. And you made almost 15,000 credits. You should be happy. GG. Beautiful. And that's my little spiel on why it's impossible to even talk about balance or trying to, these 2 and 3 minute games. Why do they happen? And it's just been speed creeped and damage creeped into not even possible anymore with when you have the mix of the old slow tanks and the speed creep new tanks. There's only a few that have kept up, right? They've been very careful to make sure that the Russian heavy tanks keep up, because the IS-7, as an example, has been buffed numerous times in speed. Where now it's the IS-7 today, top speed 59.8 or something, is twice as fast as what the old British medium tanks used to be when the game started. I think the British mediums back in the day, top speed 25, right? And now, 10 years later, the most heavily armored Russian heavy is double that speed, right? Well, that Lada engine power. It's something to behold. It's amazing how, as the game ages, the Russian engine power increases. Even though it was modeled on an old tank design, the engine is still under development and will continue to gain more horsepower. As it probably in 5 years, the IS-7 will go 80 kilometers an hour, and there'll be Russian wheeled vehicles in the game that go 200 kilometers an hour, and they'll have 2 derp guns that can auto aim you and shoot you for 900 damage. 2 guns like on the T-49, but with better gun handling. Double barrel derp, wheeled wheel. Who the fuck knows? That's my little diatribe. Let me introduce to you now Sergio Luca, who is playing another slow tank. This one's actually a little bit faster than the Jagd Panzer E100. This is the Jagd Tiger. And he's going to show us that, yes, Claus, you just have to know how to play them. It was just bad luck. You had to go to, if you know the map position where you could still make them work. And yeah, you're right. You can still. Every dog has his day, and Sergio Luca is going to play this monster gun TD and show us that sometimes things can work. Look at that. See? He's got a kill. He did more. I missed one. He's got 2 kills. You've did infinitely more than Der Stortebecker did in the first game. But I submit to you that the gameplay now in slow tanks is so excruciatingly painful. I can't handle it. I know some of you still enjoy it, and that's fine. It's just a more patient, more RNG, but not RNG as far as gun. I'm talking about RNG as far as what develops in the battle. Like in that game we just watched, poor Der Stortebecker had a team that just rolled over the opposition. He just couldn't keep up. 0. Then there's situations where you have a team that gets rolled over, and you happen to go to the flank where, as Sergio Luca here, he's gone to this flank. No mistake, no fault of his own. He headed down this way. He thought, okay, if there were 12 enemies in front of him on this 8-9 line, he would be fighting right now. But he went down this flank, and the enemies just happened to go the other way. He's too slow to change flanks. He's a lumbering turd. So this is the other thing that could happen when you're in a slow tank. You just, I went the wrong way. I guess I'll just sit here and wait to see what happens. And that's what he's doing. He's got no other options. I guess he could go cap, he could go back to base, but if he aggressively tries to go in any direction, it could be the wrong direction, and I went the wrong way. Shit. So he's best to just hold his position And I'm just looking at the minimap. Stop my rant and look at the minimap. I'm kind of thinking that, you know, your teammates are in the cap. You are capping them. So they will probably go back down the 1-2 line towards the south to reset. So I think you're pointed the wrong way there. I think you should be pointing towards the enemy, not defending your cap, but pointing towards the enemy cap because they're going to go back to reset. And from this position, you can just turn around to defend your cap. Well, there you go. He's got a shot at his own cap, so that's good. He's got the shot there. Nice. So, yeah, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Either way, you could have done it either way. This is kind of a flexible position that he's in. He managed to get a shot there, and that's all he's going to get. But you could, every dog has his day. How does Sergio Luca do it? He's in a slow lumbering tank. Well, he's just accidentally went to the wrong flank, and now he's just going to wait. And now he has to count on the other part of the ingredients, the formula, is that the enemies pretty much have to be utterly clueless, incompetent morons for him to make an impact on this game. He's slow, and he doesn't have a turret. They would have to be utterly hopeless and clueless for him to win, because it's him versus 6 now. So there's absolutely no way that he could possibly win this game, because now they know where he is. That guy just got hit. He could tell his teammates. Yeah, see, they're blind shot back. They know where he is. Oh, there, he's spotted. He doesn't even have sixth sense, I guess. Nah, they know where he is, and there's 5 of them. He's in a slow, turretless TD. There is no way, if he was playing average IQ'd simpletons, that he should win this game. Right? But Klaus, the matchmaker sometimes puts below average IQ simpletons all on one team. And you're right. The MPM squared, the Muppets per meter squared, the Muppets per square meter on the enemy team far surpasses the limitations of this slow lumbering turretless tank that has been speed creeped and damage creeped beyond hope in this game. He's playing a tank that is utterly helpless versus multiple opponents, utterly pathetically too slow to even try and attempt being outflanked. And he's doing the only thing that he could possibly do. He's retreating to a corner in the map where he knows they can't come behind him. They can't come from his side. He's got a little bit of topography in front of him, so he's going to protect his kind of lower plate, which is a weak spot unless they press 2, and then his whole tank is weak, basically, if they press 2. But he's going to sit here and maybe ambush someone that comes by and get a lucky shot. But there's 4 of them, right? There's 4 left. They just have to come together, and one will take a hit, and then they'll get behind him and they'll easily finish him off. That's what like 5-year-olds would do that in the schoolyard. 5 little girls that are skipping, 2 of them are going to hold the ropes and do the doubles, and one of them is going to be in the middle skipping, and the other one's going to be clapping and singing. The 4 girls could play together, 5-year-olds on the schoolyard. It's common. Not in this game. Not in this game. 4 adults who have played probably among the 4 of them combined 200,000 games. They're incapable of doing anything together. As we will witness now. 1. Daddy, it's my turn. Let's see what happens here. Sergio Luca, please. Yeah, oh, there he is. Oh, he wasn't pointed the right way, and that guy pulls back. Okay, so they know where he is. There's someone there. That's one of them. Where are the other 2? Now look at the last known position of the IS-3A on his flank. Oh, who's that? That's the T-30 again. Oh no, that's the IS. See, they're. Oh, there they are, all three of them. They've all three showed up at the same time. Now, he's playing a really slow tank with bad traverse that has a gun that sticks out of one end, the front. Three sides of the tank, the left side, the right side, and the rear, are not very dangerous. Hey, the T-30 is hull down. Look at him. Klaus, you see, the slow tanks are still good. They're really powerful. If you just drive them properly, you can still dominate on the battlefield. The gun is really powerful. Well, this guy is smart enough to be... Oh, he switched to HE. He did too much damage with his first shot. He did over 400 damage with his first shot, so he thought, well, that was too much. Let me switch to HE. Look at this VK. God bless him. Thank you for being a Muppet so that we could watch this replay. His first shot he took did 460 damage or whatever, but that was too much. So he switched to HE. Come on, finish him off. It's painful. It's painful. Just do it. Do it, buddy. You can do it. He's going to shoot HE at you. And boop. And that's how you make the slow tanks work. But guys, just slow tanks suck. And look at these results, eh? Beautiful, beautiful. And for all that effort, you didn't make very many more credits than Der Stortebecker. Because why not? Why not? I hope you enjoyed that. That's it. That's all we got today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will we will continue this shit show tomorrow.